the level of consistency that I had before I took the break. Hence, you're seeing the double videos, the triple videos. I'm basically trying to get back on track. So yeah, let's first of all talk about the alleged fire that is on the mountain. In as far as Brother Billionaire, who I like to call the title swindler, you guys know that there's been a lot going on in as far as the files are concerned. People are assuming that more information is actually going to be put out there in as far as everybody who was involved in this messy operation. And the media has kind of been quiet about that. I mean, especially urban media has been quiet about that. They've been avoiding covering that. The Breakfast Club recently came out tiptoeing around the situation and even trying to shame those who are reporting. How ridiculous is that? Like, if you do not have the audacity to talk about it, if you want to cover for your friend, do so. At least keep quiet. That's the least you can do, to just show humanity and respect to the people. Trying to shame other media platforms for basically covering what's in those files is actually taking it a step further. Like, it's taking it too far, in my own opinion. Is this the new thing that they're now doing? Is this, wow, what are they getting in return, for that? However, there are blind items, and there's a rumor that is circulating that, well, there might be divorce on the way in as far as Brother Billionaire and, of course, his wife are concerned. And some are even speculating that, well, as we speak, he might have fled somewhere. This is obviously at this point just a rumor and speculation. Nothing has been confirmed. But one thing I know about, tea like this and the blind items and stuff like that, I really do wonder who puts out stuff like that, because sometimes these blind items and these rumors that circulate, later people, find out that actually we heard about this somewhere. So there was an element of truth to this. But that being said, do I believe that in fact this man has escaped and has fled? I don't think so. I don't think so. With his level of audacity, I don't think he's the kind of person, just because this list came out, is just going to be running. I don't think he would make such a move, unless if of course more information is to be put out there. But as it stands right now, I do not think that it's a situation that would lead him to run. The divorce rumors. Do I see the wife separating herself from him? I don't know, man. I feel like if we are to hear tea about the divorce, then maybe it's actually an agreement, an in-house agreement to say, listen, maybe the publicity around my name is not going so great, and let's not damage your brand. So let's maybe announce that there's a divorce going on. But I do not. I highly doubt that by herself she will be able to file from this man, because you guys know that there have been speculations that, well, it might be more to why the two of them are together. And if it is indeed true that he has snaked some of his colleagues and he's capable of doing things to his colleagues, and snaking the people that he's worked with, what's to tell what he's able to do in order to basically convince the wife to stay? So I don't know about the divorce thing, you guys. I don't know. Maybe, unless if it's like an agreed situation where they both decide to at least save one of their brands. But in order to do so, I do believe that people are beginning to wake up slowly, that even if they do agree that let us save one brand, people are going to be asking questions, even to the wife, to say, does it mean that you were not aware of everything that was going on? Or were you also parting? Or were you also. I feel like people will have so many questions. So I don't think that even the divorce thing will be able to totally salvage, the wife's brand. If more information is to come, obviously. As it now, truly speaking, there hasn't been information that I would think would lead them to make that decision. But anyway, let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about this. Remember also when the Didla situation came out, the same rumor was circulating, and people were saying that, well, this is what's going to happen. She's going to divorce her husband. And I do believe those were speculations. If those were not speculations, then maybe it was a situation of just testing the waters to see how the people would respond to that. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about all of this. That being said, let us move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Let us talk about Sherri Shepherds. It seems like her show has been cancelled. The announcement was made, and apparently they're not going to be renewing yet another season. I wish I could say this is coming as a surprise, but absolutely I am not surprised, because to be honest, feeling the shoes of Wendy Williams is something that is very difficult to do, and the fact that she was brought in to replace Wendy, I mean, those are pretty big shoes to fill. Okay, in as much as Wendy was messy and all of these things, I do feel like her personality and the way she delivered it, yeah, her way of doing it, yeah, she wasn't loyal to a lot of celebrities, actually. And I do believe that's what helped her in as far as the ratings are concerned, at least not in the last days of her career, because the last days it wasn't really our usual Wendy. Those are the days that she started defending the Kardashians. Because if you have watched Wendy, you know that at a certain point in time she used to refer to Kris Jenner as that woman, and at the end of it all, she wasn't like that anymore. She was a little bit. I guess she had formed relationships with some of these celebrities. But that being said, some Babs are celebrating because Sherri, people have always felt like, well, she didn't like Nicki Minaj and she always covered her in negative light as compared to other female rappers. So people are like, oh, it seems like they are all collecting their karma. But anyway, another show that has been cancelled is the Kelly Clarkson show. It seems like, well, that is also coming to an end. And Lying La Rosa is coming through with some tea. It seems like she has reached out this time, to some people that she knows tied to these people. And she is letting us know who else is at the risk of being let go in as far as these talk shows are concerned. But then again, it is coming from Lying La Rosa, so I do not know if we should take her word for it. But what was interesting to me in the way she worded this is how different it is from the way that she was covering the Brother Billionaire T. Because when she covered the Tidal Swindler T, it almost sounded like a PR statement. It didn't sound like a journalist reporting. It sounded like a PR statement for damage control. And I'm just wondering, did she write that? Did you guys see the statement that Lauren La Rosa put out in as far as the Brother Billionaire situation is concerned? Who drafted it for you? Was it Alex? Was it Pusha? Was it F the function? Anyway, this is what she had to say. She said, "Just landed back in NYC to all of these major shake ups in daytime TV. Kelly Clarkson out after 7 seasons. Sherri Shepherd out after 4 seasons. And a source told me, sadly, Jennifer Hudson's show is the next cancellation we'll see." And again, when it comes to the J Hart show, to be honest, I'm not really shocked that it would probably get to this point, because also her interviewing tactics, her talent, and as far as talk show is concerned, people have kind of been complaining, and they basically feel like she doesn't really do a great job at hosting a talk show. So I am really, truly not also surprised by that. And yeah, let me know in the comment section, you guys, what your sentiments are when it comes to also J Hart allegedly getting chucked away. But that being said, that reminds me of the conversation surrounding the Grammys in as far as J Hart is concerned and the jokes that were being made, at the Grammys. Now, J Hart has found herself, being loved by some babs, as they felt like her reaction was telling a story. When she was listening to the Trevor Noah disrespect towards Nicki Minaj, people have kind of noticed that she wasn't really laughing in that room, and she didn't really laugh at the joke, and the facial expressions were screaming disgusted. And so a lot of babs have kind of been liking her, with some babs having some sentiments. Apparently, she also doesn't really like Nicki Minaj, so some were saying, "Don't give her a pass. It's just one time. She's a mean one." And others were like, "Well, in this instance, it looks like she's not celebrating the disrespect and all of these things." Now, when I heard the tea that she might be, her show might also be getting cancelled, that made a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense that now she probably is able to see exactly what the industry is like, okay? And oftentimes, when you're not at the receiving end of the industry, you begin to see clearly. Or maybe she was just stressed, eh? Maybe she was just worried about losing her job and her show. But anyway, let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about that. Do you think that she's also finally beginning to see the industry for what it truly is, which is a CULT? Anyway, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Let us talk about Kai Cenat. We all know that Kai has recently decided to tap into fashion, and he has been moving around Europe, especially in Italy, learning design, learning to sew. He has been learning really, and it seems like he's very heavily invested in his craft as he plans to start a fashion line. Now, people have kind of been questioning something about him seems to have changed. And I remember a time where a lot of people were pointing that out on social media, basically saying that, well, the associations that Kai is now having might be detrimental to his well being. And people are feeling like, well, this is the beginning. He has rubbed shoulders with the wrong people. And once you do rub shoulders with those people, your life will never be the same. Or even if you do ask for favors, if you do something silly, you are better off just facing it head on and just paying the consequences of whatever it is than going behind the scenes trying to conceal it and accepting so-called help from the people who try to say to you, we are protecting you, we'll cover for you, or we'll do something to suppress the information. And I do hope he didn't do anything silly, and I hope he didn't go then after doing something silly to look for protection from these people, because what they will do is you will get the so-called protection in the eyes of everyone, but behind the scenes, you will really pay the price. And sometimes that price that you pay behind the scenes is way more harder than what you could have faced if you allowed your, truth to be spoken even to the public. So I hope that's not how they entangled the boy, and I hope he's not, entangled with that mess. It is also to note that recently he was filmed linking up with Jaden Smith, and I will not say a lot about that. I'm just gonna leave you and let you guys do the talking, and what you think about the link up. Is that something that was in your on your 2026 bingo card, Kai Senat linking up with Jaden Smith? And do you think that is going to be a very fruitful link up? Or like me, are you just side eyeing everything? And are you also worrying for the boy? Because if you notice, just before he took the break, his platforms, it was a lot of Hollywood celebrities that were just flocking and flocking to the boys stream. And really, I am, I hope it's not that. Moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. In today's episode of NFL polygamy, we're gonna talk about Advovo BBL and her boyfriend, and of course, this lady that is coming through and basically marking her territory. This lady, her name is let me see. Oh yeah, here it is. Her name is Kai, and it seems like she's making it known that Stefan is the only guy that she has been publicly linked with, and she hasn't been linked with anyone. She was trying to debunk, I guess, rumors that she was out there somewhere, entangled with another man, and there were issues pertaining that man. And she's like, no, 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 that's not the situation. The only man that I've ever been entangled with is none other than Advovo BBL's boyfriend, Stefan Diggs. And to support that, she decided to post a picture of her with Stefan. No, it's actually a video. And, the fans have been trying to do the calculations to see when this was. I guess they just want to figure out if this guy is in some sort of open relationship with that Volvo BPL, the timing and the timelines. That's what the fans were trying to figure out. But anyway, it is interesting to see that all playing out. I do understand different principles for different folk. Some people really don't mind swapping fluids like that because, I mean, for there to be procreation, it means at some point fluids were being, exchanged without any sort of, cover. You know what I mean? It means that real fluids were exchanging organs, without anything. And I'm just like, what is this? What in the fluid swappation is going on in this circus? Is it like a fluid swapping, a circus full of fluid swapping clowns? Anyway, let's move on to the next thing that we're going to be the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Let us talk about Nicki Minaj. There is a lady that is coming through with a prophecy, and she is claiming that, well, Nicki Minaj has been sent on a special, appointment by the Most High, and that she got a message that people should really cover her in prayers because God can use anyone, even that which is not respected by people, just the way he was out there using Saul, whom we all know now as Paul. So let me insert what the lady had to say, and let me know, you guys, in the comment section what you think about that. In as far as the prophecy is concerned, I don't know, but all I'm just gonna say is that she does need the prayers and, of course, the protection from the Most High God, in the name of Jesus Christ. That being said, thank you very much, you guys, for watching, and thank you very much for making it this far. If you have not already, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button and do turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified each and every time that I post. I post each and every single day, and I keep you updated on what is happening in the celebrity world on Instagram, on Twitter, and about all things trending. I will insert the video, and until my next one, see you.
As I was praying, the Lord began to speak to me, and God said to warn the people to pray for Nicki Minaj. And this is not for those that profess to know Jesus, that claim to walk with him, but you can't pray for people. Because as I was praying, the Lord showed me that he has been ministering to her. He has been encountering her. And this is why we are seeing the change within her. This is why she is talking different. This is why she have a heart to expose, because God is using her for a time such as this. The word of God tells us that the Lord will use the foolish things to confound the wise. God will use anyone to expose. God will use anyone when it comes to God bringing judgment upon something. Since the Lord has been using her to expose, she have had to suffer persecution. People are wishing death upon her. People are speaking curses upon her. Witches and warlocks are coming against her because God is using her. The world loved her when she spoke how they spoke, when she acted how they acted. But now that God is using her, the world hates her, and that's to be expected. Just like the Lord told me days ago, he is separating the wheat from the tares. God is exposing things in the year of 2026, and only those who are spiritual, who walks with God, who have a relationship with God, will understand what is going on in this generation. So as the Lord have spoken, pray for her. because the will of God will be fulfilled no matter what. But when God tells you to pray for someone, you pray for them, whether you like them or not, whether you agree with them or not. The Bible tells us that obedience is better than sacrifice. And if you are a true vessel of God, where the Holy Spirit resides and dwells, you will not have a problem with praying for someone anyway. Pray that the will of God will be fulfilled. Pray that she will receive salvation and that she will come to Christ. Pray the protection of God upon her and her family, her children. Because as I was praying, the Lord said to me that He is using her, whether you agree with it or not.